check the archives. Check the blueprints of the soul. They only saw the decay, never the gold. The same rags to riches, this is dust, the essence. The light was always internal, escaping your presence.
The pressure makes the perfect, undeniable shine.
Yeah, they judged the outer shell, the chip paint on the frame. Never saw the engine running, fueled by the inner flame. Our environment was hostile, designed to starve the growth, but the spirit is rebellious, it refused to take the oath. The concrete heat was the furnace, forging clarity and might, polishing the mental edges beneath the street lamp light. I learned resilience not from books, but from surviving the block. My philosophy is etched into the face of the clock. We turned the lack of resources into a resource of the mind. The most radiant jewels are the hardest to find. That poverty wasn't a curse, it was an incubator for strength. They measured the assets, counted the debts we accrued, but they missed the one fortune that could never be subdued. The soul that withstands the winter shines brightest in the spring. The true brilliance is the integrity that the struggle brings.
Beneath the surface glow, we radiate from the low. We rose from the darkest earth, watch the brilliance grow. And diamonds, my mind is the purest cut, flawless and bright. Fueled by the hunger, driven by the pavement's light.
We are the shine that the struggle could not defeat. The champions of the concrete, tasting the victory sweet. We are the shine that the struggle could not defeat. The champions of the concrete, tasting the victory sweet. The greatest currency isn't silver or paper bills, it's the unshakable faith that your chosen path fulfills. I carry the memories of the cold nights, the empty fridge. They are the reminders that stand on every high bridge. I respect the ones still grinding, putting in the endless work. The true kings and queens who defy the systemic lurk. The story ain't over when the money starts to pour. The real victory is knowing what you're truly fighting for. My spirit is a diamond, tested by extreme heat. Unbreakable, flawless, accepting no defeat. Don't let the exterior define your interior. Your worth is not negotiable, the shine is internal, let it burn. Let the dust witness the dawn of the diamond.
Beat the surface.
The city hums at a 120 BPM. They all march to the same tick, to the same grin. But I threw away the watch. My truth lives in the space where the sound is botched. Let the chaos begin. Yeah, they handed me a script with a predictable beat. Told me how to move, how to win on the street. But every step I take lands a fraction too soon or too late. I'm the human syncopation, rebelling against fate. I find the groove in the moments they try to delete. The silence between the measures is where my soul meets the street. I'm the dissonance they can't harmonize, the flavor they can't name. I'm playing the piano with one foot outside the frame. They want symmetry, I crave the beautiful mess, because conformity is just a disguise for distress. I see the blank stares from the window of the fast lane, chasing the phantom normalcy, driving themselves insane. I pulled over and set up shop in the slow decay. My inner clock is running on a different day. I don't follow the line, I define the art. This is syncope and skyline, my declaration bold. My rhythm is fractured, the only story to be told. They try to flatten the peaks to smooth out the jagged edges, but I thrive in the chaos, standing firm on the ledges. I'm the architect of the unexpected. The antiques low they despise, the sound of freedom ringing beneath these concrete skies. The social pressure cooker runs on a constant hiss, demanding alignment for a temporary bliss. They call me an outsider, a stubborn anomaly, but that just means I found my own philosophy. My broken rhythm is my compass pointing away from the herd. It tells me where to pivot without saying a single word. I'm not a failure to launch, I'm a deliberate detour, finding pure innovation on the floor, obscure and raw. Embrace the awkward pause, a sudden shift in tone, because the only true masterpiece is the one you build alone. You don't need their approval to be valid. You don't need their timing to be effective. The greatest art often sounds wrong before it sounds right. So listen to your own stutter, listen to your own break. That's where the truth lies. That's your synchro. declaration. This is syncope and skyline, my declaration bold. My rhythm is fractured, the only story to be told. They try to flatten the peaks to smooth out the jagged edges, but I thrive in the chaos, standing firm on the ledges. This is syncope and skyline, my declaration bold. My rhythm is fractured, the only story to be told. They try to flatten the peaks to smooth out the jagged edges, but I thrive in the chaos, standing firm on the ledges. I'm the architect that but won't expect it. The anti-flow they despise. My rhythm is true, always off beat.
Oh,
Yeah.
turn the volume down on the fame.
Turn the volume up on the rain.
This is a history lesson, pinned on the curbside. Before the bright lights, oh, there was just a pride. This is a vow unbreakable.
The block is the foundation, the master sculptor's hand. This ain't just cement, this is the promised land. I learned the truth in the shadows where the street lights been. Where silence was respected, loyalty had no end. We shared the last 40, huddled for the midnight cipher. Battles fought with words, the underground soul keeper. The asphalt bled our secrets, the graffiti our pain. That dirt beneath the fingernails, that's what made the brain. They talk about ascension, reaching the top of the tower, but I measure success by the ground beneath my power. My soul still kneels where the first verse left my mouth.
I took the risk, chased the light, crossed the ocean wide. But every victory I earned, the pavement road beside. I owe the game my heart, my language and my sound. Because before they knew my name, the sidewalks held the ground. The concrete testament, this oath will never break. Every breath I draw, I breathe for the choices I had to make. Loyal to the pavement, though I rise above the rain. My roots run deep beneath the streets where the realness remains. I honor the culture, the code that held us high. I'll keep this true to the end until the day I die. Recall it, selling out when you change your zip code, but you can leave the ghetto, you can't abandon the load. The culture is portable, it travels in the DNA. I carry the block on my back every single day. I rep the broken rhythm, the late night hunger pangs, the wisdom spoken through the desperate youthful slangs. The new stages are just amplified walls for my graffiti pen, spreading the gospel learned among those honest men. I never forget the struggle, the cold, the empty plate. That grit is the fuel that seals my loyalty's fate. I see the young kids now rocking a new gear, but do they feel the weight of the pavement under their fear? Respect the lineage, respect the sacrifice. This ain't just music, this is a way of life paid for twice. So speak for the ones still there, grinding beneath the moonlight. The concrete testament, this oath will never break. Every breath I draw, I breathe for the choices I had to make. Loyal to the pavement, though I rise above the rain. My roots run deep beneath the streets where the realness remains. I honor the culture, the code that held us high. I'll keep this true to the end until the day I die. The concrete testament. The concrete testament. The concrete testament. The concrete testament.
Forever true, forever true. Pavement loyalty, loyalty, never forget, never forget, forever true. Yeah. Check the frame, no steel, no walls, just shadows and deck, the system calls. They locked us in before we even walked the ground. This is the sound of the prison with no walls around. Heavy boom bap, heavy boom bap, heavy boom bap. Yeah, born behind a line of zip code felony. My options pre-decided, no room for serendipity. They give you illusion of choice, a rigged lottery spin. Same streets, same poverty, where the cycle begins. The bars are made of interest rates, the walls are built to debt. Every time you climb out, you fall back into the net. They call it hustle, we call it survival mode. Carrying the burden of a generational load. The color of my skin is the passport to the hardship. A slow systemic pressure, a constant silent hardship. No warden, just the crushing weight of the economy. You see the open sky
guy, you think that you are free. Look closer at the chains that you can't see. They feed you crumbs of hope, but the table's always tilted. The seeds of injustice are forever being cultivated. They call it status quo, we call it legalized theft. The invisible shackle, it grips us tight and cold. A prison built on paper but stronger than concrete bold. Cage with no bars, I scream against the ceiling. This ain't bad luck, this is the way they built the feeling. We are the trap masters, denied the key to the gate. Fighting the system that was designed to seal our fate. Invisible shackle, break the frame. Break the frame, break the frame. The education is funded based on property tax lines. So the rich get the knowledge and the poor get the resigns. They use the fine print as the weapon, the legislation as the cuff, telling you to be patient when you've clearly had enough. The media keeps us blinded, watching shadows on the wall, distracted by the fiction while the real foundations fall. I see the disparity in the courtroom and the streets we walk. The same old conversation, just a different voice to talk. We're not criminals, we're captives of their structure. Every false promise only leads to another rupture. They said you could pull yourself up by the bootstraps, but what if you were born without the boots? The cage is not built of metal, it's built of policy. It's built of history. It's built of silence. And our only key is the noise we make. Break the silence. See the dot, they walk past the dirt, they miss the alchemy, the lesson of the hurt. The greatest treasures are never found on easy ground. Listen closely now to the silence of the sound. This is the story of how the pressure turned the cold. My first classroom was a sidewalk, cold and rough. Taught me that appearances are never enough. We had holes in our shoes, but our pockets full of dreams. Living off the sunbeams, fed by the concrete streams. The world measured our worth by the zip code we own. But inside those tired walls, true character was sown. We didn't have much to lose, so we had everything to gain. A clarity, a vision that survives the rain. That hustle wasn't greed, it was dignity's demand. Did the pressure cooker forge the strongest heart in the land? We were polishing our minds while they were chasing cheap applause.
They thought the struggle would break the spirit down, but it only carved the edges of my internal crown. The pain refined the focus, the hunger defined the art. My true value was embedded right from the very start. Yielded by the grit, I shine with the struggle I overcame. We light up the world with our hidden flame. We are the proof that the richest soul doesn't need a gold chain. Born from the pavement sorrow, we rise above the pain. The treasure wasn't money, it was the spirit we found there. Brilliant, unbreakable, light beyond all compare. I watch millionaires lose their minds on a sudden turn, because they never learned the basics, the lessons we had to earn. When you start from zero, you respect the smallest things. You understand the true joy that hard effort brings. The empathy forged in hardship is a fortune you can't spend. A compass that guides your decision till the very end. I carry the humility of the ground I walked upon. That wisdom keeps me standing long after the flash is gone. I am a living monument to the alchemy of the street, turning hardship into rhythm, making defeat obsolete. They call it a come up, I call it an unfolding. The diamond was always there waiting for the light to hold it. Oh, the dirt made me worthy. The value isn't what you earn, it's what you earn.
Shielded by the grit, I shine with the struggle I overcame. We light up the world with our hidden flame. We are the proof that the richest soul doesn't need a gold chain. Born from the pavement sorrow, we rise above the pain. The treasure wasn't money, it was the spirit we found there. Brilliant, unbreakable, light beyond all compare. A brilliant, unbreakable, light beyond all compare. Every word unspoken becomes a ghost, haunting the corners of my life when I need it the most. I built a monument to my failures. It stands tall and cold, engraved with the chapters of stories that were never told. Now, pay the dues. The air was thick that night, but my lungs held the breath. Watching the scene unfold, I delivered a silent death. Not a blade, not a bullet, just a calculated stillness. A coward's defense mechanism breeding this illness. I saw the need, a flashing sign, a plea in their eyes, but I prioritized my comfort beneath these city skies. The silence I cast was a stone, heavy and hard. Now it sits in my gut, tearing my insides apart. I was complicit in the fracture, the breakdown, the crash, for the small, selfish price of avoiding the immediate clash. I tried to wash my hands, but the stain is deep and red. It's not the blood of others, it's the guilt inside my head. My defense was inaction, my verdict is self-imprisonment. The cost of being passive is a permanent resentment. This is the tax for standing still when I should have been the voice. The monument of using words, a tombstone for my soul. Every breath I take reminds me I failed to make them whole. I'm the architect of this regret, the builder of this pain, drowning in the aftermath of a self-inflicted rain. The price of silence isn't cheap, it demands everything I own. Now I walk this urban maze completely, utterly alone. Do the words, the weight of the unspoken is the curse that unnerves. They call it letting it go, but the grip gets tighter still. It's the constant nagging whisper, fighting against my will. This ain't just a mistake, it's a character flaw, a breach of the fundamental, unwritten moral law. I watched the line dissolve, the barriers start to crack, and all I offered was my absence. There was no turning back. Now I pay the interest daily on a debt I can't outrun. Under the gaze of the city lights, the damage is already done. The accusation isn't external, it comes from inside the beat. They say a passive observer is just as guilty. I know that now I carry their suffering like a crown of thorns. The silence was my sanctuary, it became my sentence. And there is no pardon for the things you left unsaid. The monuments of lucid words, a tombstone for my soul. Every breath I take reminds me I failed to make them whole. I'm the architect of this regret, the builder of this pain, drowning in the aftermath of a self-inflicted rain. Monuments stand forever tall, forever tall.
No gates of iron, no perimeter fence. The lock is invisible, the sentence is permanent. It's not the guard's fist, it's the paper in the file. The slow death of hope, measured by the mile. Welcome to the prison built with policy.
Yeah. They caged us with curriculum and red tape scrolls. On the side of opportunity, stripped us of our roles. The warden is the banker, the bars are credit scores. Every step you try to take just locks the hidden doors. Look at the blueprints. Poverty is by design, a generational tendency on a government line. They preach meritocracy but rig the entire court. We climb a ladder made of glass that shatters for sport. This system ain't broken, it's functioning as intended. Keeping the bottom down, the fight is never ended. Chained to the minimum wage, a fiscal chokehold. I see the handcuffs made of interest and bureaucracy. I see the handcuffs made of interest and bureaucracy. The slow, deliberate murder of democracy. We're paying the rent for a cell we never signed for, but the key is still noise and we're ready to fight for more. This is the policy prison, the system's final claim. We're locked inside the brackets, forgotten by our name. They built the walls with legislation, invisible and deep, but the fire of the revolution is the promise we will keep. We fight the ghost warden, the hands that we can't touch. Breaking the cycle costs us everything and we need that much. Policy prison, break the code, break the code. They feed us
Teachers filter knowledge in classrooms that decay, teaching us obedience, not how to seize the day. The education gap is the guard tower they deploy, limiting the vision of every desperate girl and boy. Our dreams are seized and tagged like evidence in a case, while they manipulate the data to justify our place. We carry the trauma of the census and the zoning maps, trapping the borders defined by their digital traps. This ain't bad luck, this is the architecture of control, a slow calculated harvest of the marginalized soul. Fighting the paper trail, fighting a policy that denies. They win when you give up looking for the bars. They win when you start believing the chains are yours. The enemy is not a person, it's the structure, it's the form, it's the law, the silence is the poor. Find the fault line, hit the policy, fight the core. Set a blueprint. No. Fight the core. No justice. Set a blueprint. No. No justice. Set a blueprint. Set a blueprint.
They say silence is golden, but gold corrodes. It builds walls around the truth, then it explodes. I stood there witnessing the theft of a soul, and my only defense was to lose all control. The price is due. Yo, look at the mirror, it ain't reflecting a man. It's a ghost in a glass with a broken life plan. The moments I choke, the words stuck in my throat, those unsaid sentences, they wrote the final note. I was a witness, not a hero, just a statue in the fray. Frozen by the fear, I watched the light fade away. They said silence protects, they said it keeps the peace. But peace is a lie when your conscience won't release. Every night the footage plays unedited, uncut. The moment I could've moved, but my mouth stayed shut. I got scars on my voice from battles I never fought. I bought into the myth that in action meant I was bought. Nah, silence ain't innocence, it's a silent cosign, a signature on the damage, a surrender of the line. The weight of the unsaid, that's the heaviest chain. The quiet casualty, the wound I can't erase. I paid the price of silence, and it left an empty space. It ain't a crime of passion, it's a cold calculated sin, letting the darkness win. Standing right where I've been, my guilt is echoing this lonely concrete hall. I built this cage myself, waiting for the ceiling to fall. The price of silence, it leaves no trace, but the violence inside us. The price of silence, it leaves no trace, but the violence inside us. I see the faces in the steam from my coffee cup, the ones I let down the moment I gave it up. They say I didn't pull the trigger, didn't hold the knife, but my non-response was the oxygen that choked their life. This ain't about justification, it's about the self-condemnation, the permanent residency in the station of hesitation. I was the bystander, the silent accomplice in the play, and every single morning I gotta live with yesterday. The guilt is a tattoo deep beneath the skin, a reminder of the moment I chose not to begin. Innocence, no ignorance, maybe complicity, always. I thought I was safe, hidden behind the quiet, but the quiet is where the monsters learn to riot. The silence screams louder than any microphone I hold, and the story I didn't tell is the one that sold my soul. Quiet casual, the wound I can't erase. I paid the price of silence, and it left an empty space. It ain't a crime of passion, it's a cold calculated sin, letting the darkness win. Standing right where I've been, my guilt to echo in this lonely concrete hall. I built this cage myself, waiting for the ceiling to fall. The price of silence is everything, 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 everything. A war
Slightly started fine, scratch.
Yeah. Yeah, they keep pushing the metronome.
but my tempo is my own. This ain't a breakdown, it's a blueprint, a silent riot, a subtle imprint. Welcome to the dissonance. They laid out the track for 4 standard times. Said follow the blueprint, stay in your prime. But my feet caught a snare on the second beat. A beautiful stumble, a glitch in the street. I hear the syncopation where they only hear the noise. The melody and the static, the rebel in their voice. They label me unfit, social decay, maladjusted. But I'm just dusting off the rules they falsely trusted. I'm the glitch in the system, the pause in the sequence. Finding freedom in the space between their blank compliance. Yeah, the world moves like a clock ticking down the days, but I'm turning the hands backward, lost in my own maze. The truth is I don't fit, and I finally understood that not fitting in is exactly where the genius stood. I built my own echo chamber, my own distinct sound. I am the offbeat architect. My rhythm is my shield. I take the broken pieces and make the masterpiece reveal. Dissonance is my anthem, the ugly sound they fear. It's the voice of my independence, perfectly clear. Year after year, they chase the tempo, I design a new structure. I'm the creator, standing on the edge of the rupture. Shouts conform, my spirit whispers defy. My path is non-linear, beneath a different sky. The comfort zone is a coffin built for the uninspired. I'm fueled by the fire of being constantly wide. I'm not a misfit, looking for a place to belong. I'm the Kachada for sketching a world where I belong. They try to simplify the complex, to flatten the curve, but my life is a jagged line, a tension that will serve. I embrace the awkward phrasing, the uncomfortable pace, because that's the only mirror that shows my authentic face. This isn't rebellion for rebellion's sake. This is survival. This is the choice to create, not replicate. The border between the outsider and the visionary, it's just a line drawn by the people afraid of the unknown. I stand right on it, and I'm building my empire right here.
I stand right on it, and I'm building my empire right here. My rhythm, not our rhythm, not architecture. My rhythm, not our rhythm, not architecture, unbroken.
This is not a comeback story, it's a never left tale. The pavement holds a map that will never fail. Before the contracts, before the crowd could cheer, the concrete was the only audience that would lend an ear. The code is simple, remember where you learned to stand.
They talk about degrees, certificates in schools, but the pavement university taught me the golden rules. Every crack in the sidewalk is a lesson etched in time. Every graffiti tag is a poem, rugged and sublime. We pay tuition and scraped knees and sleepless nights, defending our turf, chasing down the street lights. I learned to respect the grind, the art of the ciphers round, where weak bars couldn't stand up and the truth was always found. The loyalty I pledge isn't to a flag or a name, it's to the culture that taught me how to play the game. This wisdom runs deeper than any money you can spend. Yeah.
The industry wants to sanitize the grit and the sorrow, but you can't erase the past just to make a brighter tomorrow. I carry the dirt on my soles as a badge of honor. I am a product of the block, forever its owner. My commitment is ironclad, rooted in the true north.
The foundation code, I keep the promise I made. Every single victory is dedicated to the parade of the kids still dreaming on the asphalt where the stars shine low. They are the reason for the reason that my flow continues to grow. Loyal to the pavement, it's the law that runs my blood. I represent the concrete and the culture of blood.
represent the concrete and the cultural flood.
I know the pressure to evolve, to shed the old skin, to trade the raw honesty for a profitable win. But the minute I forget the cipher, the minute I lose the core, the music turns hollow, knocking on the wrong door. I channel the spirit of the late night graffiti writer's hand, leaving my mark on the world, following the pavement's command. The energy of the breakdance crew, the DJ steady spin. The dedication is the fuel that keeps the realness within. Success is just a spotlight that illuminates the root, showing the whole wide world the origin of the fruit.
You can buy a diamond chain, you can rent a villa high, but you cannot purchase the history written in the eye. My commitment is deeper than the money I now possess. The only real wealth is the integrity I possess. I will forever walk with the ghosts of the street I grew up on.
The cold remains. 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 The cold. The cold.